Good morning, Kitchen Witches. This is your tarot and menu inspiration for the day. We're going to pick one card, and that is going to be everything we need to look out for the day. And the card is also going to give us inspiration for meals all this day. So let's get to it. My name is Chef Lisa. I am editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine. And that's exactly what we do in the magazine. We pick tarot cards, and those cards help us menu plan, which is amazing, right? We use the card's energy, the card's numerology, the symbolism, everything to come up with really inventive meals. And it's great in a pinch when you're stuck, right? I've done that, I've made that, and the card is really going to face you in a different direction that is a little more interesting. Yeah, so you're not just doing the same old every day. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. So we have the King of Wands, a minor arcana, court card that lives within the minor arcana, right? Court cards are not ruled by any major arcana, where all the other minor arcanas are ruled by a major. So if you're learning tarot from scratch, I would advise that you learn your major arcanas inside and out. And that's going to help you then when you're doing individual minor arcanas, because major energy is underlining each minor, except for the court cards. The court cards are quite challenging because they're personalities, right? They live in the deck. There's 4 families, 4 suits. So each family rules over the suit. This one is Wands. And in each family, there's a page, a knight, a queen, and a king. So 4 members of 4 families that rule over 4 suits, right? Easy enough to remember, 4, 4, 4. Which is structure, right? Major structure. So these guys really hold it together. And the king is no exception. The kings of all of the suits really know that suit inside out. They can use it in a pinch. They're always spot on with everything that they need to do in life, as long as they consult their element. Now, Wands is the element of fire. So this is a very fiery king, right? They rule with explosive forethought, explosive energy. You know, they can see beyond the mundane, and they look for passion in everything that they do and everything that their realm is encompassing. So they bring creativity to everything they do. So all of their subjects that they rule over are extremely creative, full of passionate fire for what they do. And that's really one of the non-negotiables in living in the King of Wands kingdom, right? Is that you really have to be passionate for what you do. So that might be our inspiration for the day. Think about it, right? Are you passionate about everything that you do? Now, granted, who's really passionate about bringing out the trash? Who's really passionate about walking the dog? Unless you're a dog walker, and then hopefully you are. But there's obviously very mundane tasks we need to do day to day. And the King of Wands is no exception. They have those, but they do them quickly, methodically, to the point where they don't have to go back and redo, right? So it's done correctly, but it gives them more time. If they take care of that, it gives them more time to do something that really lights them up, lights them on fire, brings out their passions, their creativity. It could be taking a walk in the woods. It could be working on a sculpture or a pottery piece, right? If you're a potter. Or if you're a chef, cooking a meal, right? Not just for a client, because sometimes you're not all that happy about what you have to cook because there's collaborative efforts and it's not what you want to cook. It's usually collaborative with what the client will eat. But think about it, if you're a chef and you have your own restaurant and you can put anything on the menu that you want to do, wouldn't you be cooking with absolute passion and fire every single day in your kitchen? Because it's you, and it's how you bring your love out to the world. It just happens to be on a plate, right? So if you're an artist, if you're a writer, if you're, you don't have to have, many people think that they're not creative, but everybody's creative. Think about situations you've been in where you really have to be creative about how you get out of that. We're born with a creative skill, right? So the King of Wands is just wanting you to take that skill and turn it around, make it really something that you get lit up about. It puts fire under you to start and finish. To start, have a middle, and finish, right? Complete it so that you can move on to another passionate task, and then another, and then another, and then another. So today we're looking out for all those things that light us up, all those things that make us feel like we have creative energy, right? If you're a gardener, look at your garden right now. It's July-ish, right? Or summer. So we want to look at our garden and say, my goodness, I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I have the tall hydrangeas in the back, and then the poppies in the front, and then it's just the landscape is just, it's almost like it's painted with a paintbrush. And you're saying, I did that, I didn't mean to do it, but it kind of happened, and I was the inspiration for that. So that's what you're looking for today. What have you inspired that is creative, and just people, their eyes or their pupils just dilate a little bit when they see it, right? Out of, wow, that's great, that's amazing. That's what we're looking for today. So now, in all that, the king is getting pretty hungry. So we're going to bring them into the kitchen, and we're going to see what meals they give us, the inspiration for the meals that will light us on fire and say, I want to make that. So I'm thinking with the King of Wands, we want to seek out a royal punch. Fire, right? Know that things can get a little spicy in the kitchen with the King of Wands. So for breakfast, we're going to do bacon and egg tacos. Simple enough, and you don't have to make them fancy, right? You just get your scrambled egg, put it in a hard or soft taco shell, crisp up your bacon, put that on top. You could stop there, but we're going to add on to it. If you want to, you can add a little cheese into the egg, right? You can add a little pickled jalapeno. You can add or bell pepper or onion, caramelized onion, something like that, right? Make your egg however you want it. Put it into the taco shell. You've got bacon on top if you choose. Then we're going to take avocado, and we're going to make we can make a guacamole. So I do a very simple guac. I just use the avocado, and I squeeze some lime into it and mix it until it looks like guacamole. And I dollop that on top, right? And then you're going to make a jalapeno salsa. So if you're using pickled jalapenos in your eggs, you could just make a fresh tomato salsa. Well, it's more of a pico de gallo. Salsa is cooked, pico de gallo is fresh, and that's what we're going for, is fresh. So you're going to get your tomatoes, chop them up. You're going to get your red onion, chop them up. You're going to get your lime, squeeze it in. You're going to get cilantro, mince that up, and then the whole thing comes together, and we could put that on top of the egg taco. Delicious, right? A little fiery, doesn't have to be. If you don't like heat, leave out the jalapenos and just do everything else. But nice, breakfast with a punch. Moving on, lunch. I'm thinking a tuna burger. So you want not tuna fish, but you want fresh or sushi grade tuna. Sushi grade tuna is a fish that has been frozen for 48 hours. It kills all the pathogens in the fish and it's safe to eat raw. So that's, you can get that, or you could just get a tuna steak that has not been made sushi grade, because you're going to cook it in a burger. So you're going to dice it up. You're going to add a little mayonnaise. You're going to add some breadcrumb, not a lot. You want the tuna, it to be tuna forward, right? Not breadcrumb forward. You can add a little smoked paprika, a little garlic powder, whatever you want to zhuzh it up with. You can even use, thinking like a gochujang, right? You can put that in there. Any way you want to make up your tuna burger, but you want the patty when it's mixed together and chilled for a little bit, because that's going to make it easier to form into patties and that won't mush out. You take them, pan fry them, right, as you would a burger. And then you're going to make a wasabi mayo. So a little wasabi paste or powder into mayonnaise and make it a very light or dark green, however spicy you want it. And you're going to serve your tuna burger either or not on a bun with the wasabi mayo, and you're going to make sweet potato hash. So again, sweet potatoes, cut them up, peel them, doesn't matter, cut them up. You're going to pan fry them or grill them, either way, with, you can use a cast iron skillet that you put on your grill. So you're doing it on the grill, but it's still in the skillet. And you're going to char up a little bit on the exterior of the sweet potatoes with some onion and a little bit of garlic, not much, and drizzle it with a little maple syrup, maybe a little sriracha, right? Or honey, you could do that too. I kind of like the maple syrup aspect. It's a little more caramelly than honey is. Honey is just sweet and sweet. So yeah, you're doing that sweet potato hash with your tuna burger and the wasabi mayo, and that's lunch. Love it. Moving on to dinner. So this is a little adventurous for some of us. Pork vindaloo. Vindaloo is an Indian dish, right? It's a curry. And let's see, I am going to find my recipe that I've made many times. I love it. Okay, here it is. So pork vindaloo, you're going to use a pork shoulder, and you could do this in your crock pot, but you must sear the pork first, then put it into the crock pot instead of just a dump and go, right? But it's going to have garlic in there. It's going to have a whole bunch of seasonings. So you've got Kashmiri chili, which is, you can use a little for flavor. You don't have to use a lot, right? For blow your face off. A little for flavor. You're going to use lime juice. You're going to use cumin, coriander, cardamom, which is a florally gorgeous flavor that underlines all the spiciness. It's really nice. Fenugreek, which is a lovely, delicate and yet punchy spice that we're going to add to that. Very much used in Indian cooking. We've got cloves, you know, the cloves you put into oranges at Christmas, cloves, not garlic cloves, although you are going to use garlic. Cinnamon sticks, peppercorns, bay leaves, turmeric, a lot of dried spices, but they all marry and blend and make a beautiful coating to the pork shoulder. So you get it all rubbed, seared, into the crock pot it goes. Now you're going to add some brown sugar, tamarind paste, which is a sweet sour paste right from the tamarind pod, ginger garlic paste, and beef broth. And that's going to come together into a glorious sauce that it's going to infuse the meat in the crock pot. And this is like an 8 to 10 hour cook, right? So put it on the night before, let it go all night. In the morning you have it, or put it on in the morning and do it all day. Now, something like that, you could get your spice rub done the day before. You can even, if you wanted to, you could spice rub and sear off your pork the day or night before. So it's all ready to be put into the crock pot in the morning. That I would definitely recommend. But searing it, don't skip that step, because you're going to sear in all of those gorgeous spices into the meat, and it just flavors it beautifully. So that's pork vindaloo, and you're going to serve that with naan bread, either purchased or homemade, and chutneys, whatever chutney of choice. You can do a cucumber chutney, which is quick, right? Cucumber, it's very refreshing to the spiciness that's in the vindaloo. You can do a mango chutney for a little sweetness that also cuts a little bit of the heat. But it's a fiery, passionate meal. All of these are for our team player today, the King of Wands. So I hope this made you hungry. I hope that you nourish yourself and nourish all those around you with your kitchen magic. And don't forget to check out my new magazine, achefsgrimoire.com. We'll have all the information. See you tomorrow.